So I'm at home with nothing to do. So I spent my time laying on the settee, having a snooze every afternoon, watching television maybe. And then one day I turned the radio on and I heard that they were just doing it as a LBC. And they were doing this program, I can't remember her name now, a lady. She said, I'm doing a walking tour tomorrow afternoon in the City of London. And I thought, I know the City of London, purely because my father, when I was younger and when we came back from Worcester and all that kind of stuff, every Saturday we had to go up to London, walk around London and talk about, well, of course, they're all bomb sites then, indeed. So I phoned up a firm, it was called London Walks, they still exist. So I phoned up and spoke to the boss, and I said, look, I've been out on one of your walks, I can do that, and I can do it better than she can as well. And he knew what he was doing, but he didn't know me. So he said, I'll give you a job, you've got 6 weeks to prepare it, to read it up, work out how you walk it, where you go, and what you do. It's called 2,000 Years of History in the City of London. I did this walk with 40 people around the City of London. When I got home that evening, he phoned me up and said, okay, you got a job. He said, we got so many glowing reports. And I said, you have no idea. I said, I've never done that before. So I carried on walking, and then it expanded it. I was doing 18 different tours. So they took me on the course. It's like a degree course. It is a degree course. And so I worked hard, and very, very hard, and studied until I became and got my badge. And I started creeping around London, and then it expanded to outside London, to Winchester and down to Bath and Stonehenge and all this kind of thing. If you're the tour guide, you're sitting at the front seat of the coach, and you had to stand up, so you're looking down the coach at all the people, but you're going backwards. So you have to train to take people around London, say on your right hand side, which in actual fact is your left hand side, is St Paul's Cathedral or whatever, wherever here is that, left and right. And we're going to turn left here in a moment, and you've got to know in your mind London backwards. Well, there was no other way of doing it. You had to read it, study it, remember it, and go. So Saturday, everyone, we would meet up with the senior tutor who was taking it out. And that senior tutor would sit in the front seat. She might say, right, Geoffrey, yes, could we come down, please? So you had to go down, take the microphone, and start talking. Regardless, you didn't know where it was going to be. You had no idea, but you had to talk about it. You would fail if you didn't talk. So, you might be stuck in a traffic jam on the embankment. So a taxi's there. So you see these taxis. Now, they're not ordinary. And you start talking about the taxis and hope we're going to start moving quick, and you're going to talk about the taxis or the ambulance, anything you like. You're going to take out some people can look at. Anyway, one day it was raining, it was February, and I went and stood under the tea stand, which all the guides used to do, but there was no one there. It was a cold, wet day in February, and I saw a lady come out of the gates from the tower. And I waved to her, I said, do you fancy a cup of tea? I didn't know her. And she said, yes. And so she came over, and we were standing having a cup of tea, and I said to her, which I've told you before, I said to her, why can't I get a job working in the sunshine? And she said, do you want that? And I said, oh, absolutely. Not thinking any more about it. And she took out a card. It was her name, but there's a number on the back. And she said, that's the one you want, that number. And the man's name is Dennis. So anyway, he did phone me up and said, oh, by the way, he said, we never confirmed anything. He said, but you're going to India in 2 weeks. And I said, right, okay, 2 weeks. He said, you've got to get up here sharply. He said, very sharply. You need all your injections. And I picked up my people for India at Heathrow. And when I got back, I'd only been back about 3 days. And Dennis phoned me up and said, look, he said, we're very pleased with you. We're very pleased. I said, we want you to go off today to China. And then I went from China to Bangkok. I did Thailand, in Nepal, I did America, did Egypt, Israel, Africa. I would say, what do I say about travel? I'd say travel. Just travel.